Here on SWX, we talk a lot about high school sports, but we don't discuss the Christian schools that often. Well, as it turns out, Billings Christian doesn't just have one of the best basketball teams in the state, they're actually one of the best in the country. SWX Montana's Chris Byers caught up with the Warriors and tells us there's lots of characters in this basketball team's story.
47-3. That's the record of the Billings Christian Warriors basketball team over the last 2 seasons. Last year, they won the national championship just outside Columbus, Ohio. They're back at the national tournament this week, undefeated at 24-0. The Warriors play in the 14-team Montana Christian Athletic Association, 2 divisions, East and West. The state tournament held recently on the campus of Carroll College, which they won to advance to nationals for a second straight year. All that for a team that features just one senior starter, Drew Orodnik. He was at nationals last year, at first overwhelmed. Then he, along with the team, settled in for the title run.
Yeah, that was pretty insane. I mean, all of us, I think I speak for all of us when I say, like, we went in there just thinking, like, if we get one win, we'll get out of here. I'd be happy, and I don't think any of us expected to come out on top like we did, so that was pretty sweet.
Character. You hear that word a lot, and oftentimes it's overused, but in the case of junior Elijah Gregory, it holds true. Struck by a drunk driver while running and training before his freshman season, Gregory spent 2 months in physical therapy. That experience convinced him he's on this team for a reason.
It gave me an enlightenment, like, I'm here for a reason, like, God put me here, and He wants me to do something with my life. I like to think I'm a role model for these kids, so I try to have the best character I can and be the best person I can be.
Players attend Billings Christian because it's faith-based, and the roster, of course, reflects the mission statement of the school, and that philosophy is not limited to our borders. Junior Philippe Smirnov is a foreign exchange student from Moscow, Russia. He admits his English was pretty poor when he first arrived, but like his game, it's continued to get better.
My first words was like, Russia is cold, or kind of this. Yeah, I didn't speak, absolutely.
But it's come along pretty good.
Yeah, it's coming better. I cannot say that I speak English well, but I do.
Can you trash talk in English?
No, I'm playing in the Christian League. I actually can, but
not here.
I haven't.
With the national tournament coming up, let's not forget about the head coach. Craig Kars won 442 games as a college head coach, 211 of those as the head coach for MSU Billings over 13 seasons. After 9 seasons at Hardin-Simmons in Abilene, Texas, Coach was told it was time to retire after 8 heart procedures. He returned to Billings, and after a year on the couch, well, he figured it was time to get back to what he loves most, and that's coaching young men.
We were driving by Billings Christian School one day, and my wife and I'd gone around to some schools and asked about substituting, and I called the headmaster here and went in and visited with her, and about substituting, which I did that spring, and they communicated with me about the opening in the basketball program, and of course the first thing they said was, now this is a volunteer position. So I said that'll be wonderful, and I just am really blessed.
The 48-team tournament takes place March 5th through the 7th back in Ohio, and like last year's team, will most certainly be overlooked by the field, and that's just what they're hoping for.
And I think it's nice for us now because us older guys who were there last year kind of know the ropes, and so we can help the younger kids and be like, it's not that big of a deal, just play your game.
The Billings Christian Warriors chasing a second straight national championship. In Billings, Chris Byers, SWX Montana Sports.